Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Van Martyr Family Channel. I hope everybody out there is doing wonderful today. Today we are going to do another barbecuing video. We have us a 3-pound beef chuck roast bone out. And I'm going to bring you guys along and show you step by step how we're going to do this. We're going to smoke this bad boy for about 5 hours. So, we're going to get started, and I'm going to get a few more things set up here, and then I will bring you guys along and take you step by step on how to do this. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Alright, so as I said, you guys, we've got us a 3-pound beef chuck roast. We are going to get this ready. We're going to slow cook it in the smoker for 5 hours. So what we're going to do here is get it prepped. We're going to start by showing you my rub that I made. If everything works out, then I'll tell you guys what I used in that. So we're going to put some olive oil on it as a binder. You just need a little bit of olive oil. You don't need a bunch. All this does is help bind the seasoning on. So what I've done already off camera is I washed this and dried it really well. So here I am putting the olive oil on. Sorry guys, the audio got all messed up on this, so I'm doing a voiceover on it. Basically, you don't want to use too much olive oil. You just want to do just enough to kind of coat the meat. You want to make sure you do the top and the bottom and all the sides. This one came cut pretty well, so I didn't have to do much trimming. The meat shop by my house I get all of my meat from does a pretty good job. So now we're going to go ahead and coat this seasoning. You guys use whatever your favorite rub is. The thicker the meat, the more rub you want to put on because it's going to soak in. The thinner the meat, the less rub you want to use. So I'm going to go fairly heavy on this. I kind of like to use a spoon to kind of set everything in. Just kind of helps to get that rub really pushed in there. Another thing you can do is just use your hands and slightly rub it in. I do that as well in this video, you can see later. Again, I'm very sorry that the audio got messed up on this. So we're going to put the rub on, like I said, making sure we get it on all sides, the top and the bottom. We're going to smoke it 5 hours. I'm going to be running the barbecue at about 225 to 250 for that entire time. We're going to smoke until we reach 160 internal. That is when meat stops accepting smoke. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap it and cook until we reach 103 internal temp. When we wrap it, we're going to put some beef broth inside the tin foil with it, just to give it a little bit of a base. So here I am just slightly rubbing the rub in, kind of massaging it into place. If I had more time, you'd want to let this sit in your fridge covered with saran wrap for about 12 hours or overnight if you can. I did not have the time to do that, so I let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. If you guys can do longer than that, feel free to. It will definitely turn out better the more that rub has time to absorb into the meat. So I'm just going to cover it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge. I recommend you do the same. Helps kind of lock in the moisture and everything in there and get everything to absorb pretty well. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Again, sorry about the audio. I hope this voiceover works for us. But that's basically a good step-by-step of what we've got going on here. Enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, so it's been about 20 minutes. So we're gonna get the smoker going here. Get it warmed up. So we're good here on pellets. This is the Trail Embers Smoker. I'm going to do kind of a little bit of a review on this as well in the process, because I noticed that there's only like, I think 2 reviews on this thing. It's a great barbecue. I've used it about 3 times now. I have no complaints with it. This lifts up and down. So you got a table. Inside's very nice. This shelf here's got a slope to it, so all the grease rolls down, goes down here into your bucket. I don't really have any complaints about it. The temperature down here is pretty much about perfect on the digital display. This is about 100 degrees off, but that's pretty typical for most barbecues. So basically what we're going to do is get it fired up here, and we're going to go to smoke. So it's about 94 degrees outside right now, and this is reading that it's already 94 degrees in there. So like I said, it's pretty accurate. Get my digital wiring stuff all set up here. Probes and everything. So I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but I picked this up on Amazon for, I think it was $22. It's very nice. You get 2 probes. One gives you your barbecue temperature, and the other one goes into the meat you're cooking. It's got a bunch of different settings on it that you can change what kind of meat you're cooking. Veal, fish, turkey, chicken, pork, all that good stuff on it. And the best part that I like about it the most is it's wireless to 250 feet. You can actually take this in my house with me and know what's going on the barbecue. So it's very nice. So basically I turn the barbecue on to the smoke setting, and as you can see, it's already starting to smoke. The only thing I did do to this barbecue is I put this sealer around the door here. It was leaking a little bit. So basically once it starts to smoke, you get ready to close the lid. I want to do a really heavy smoke on this, so I have I've got these little smoke tubes that you can pick up at anywhere. I actually got this one's made by Kingsford, and I picked it up at Dollar General of all places for $4. And it's nice for when you want to get a little extra smoke in that meat. These pellet smokers basically turn on and turn off, and you can adjust all that kind of stuff down below. I'm going to go ahead and close this lid. So on this barbecue down here, I'll just show you guys real quick. You have this P setting. So P0 is basically, it will do a steady amount of pellets and smoke the whole time. It's just a light smoke, but you're going to run a higher temperature. And then each setting is different. So if you go all the way to the highest, which is 4, then you get a really thick smoke, and it'll run for, I don't know, probably about a minute, and then it kicks off. But that'd be every 40 seconds or so it'll turn on, when it's set to 4. Preset is 2. It'll run about 215 degrees right there, and that's about perfect, right where I want it. It'll fluctuate between 215 to about 250. So yeah, that's a little bit of information there. You control, with this one, the way I've found is that you control it by using the P setting. If you want a higher temp, then you go down and increase how often you're feeding it with pellets, and that will increase your internal temperature. So and what I do is, with these smoke tubes, I just use a MAP gas torch. It's just full of pellets in there. This one's supposed to burn or smoke for about 5 hours. And what's cool is I can put this smoke tube in my barbecue. I can add it into the Metco if I need more smoke out of the Metco. If you want to just get a little bit of a smoke flavor into something that you're doing on your regular barbecue, then you can just throw this thing into your regular old barbecue. Obviously, because of the so much open vents in a regular barbecue, the smoke doesn't stand as well. But it does give a nice little smoke flavor to the meat if that's all you're looking to do. So that's kind of where we're at right now, you guys. And I will come back here in a few minutes when I get ready to put the meat on, once everything's up to temperature and stuff. So I'm going to sit here and finish getting this all set up. All right, guys, we're back. We're almost up to temp here, so we're going to get started. Like I said, if you guys have more time, you prep this the day before, let it sit in the fridge overnight with that seasoning on there, whatever rub you choose. You'll probably have a little bit better results than I'm probably going to get off of it, but I'm sure it's still going to be amazing. Alright, so we're going to put this right here. Actually, I think I'm going to turn it like that. It seems to be a fatter side there. Alright, so got that done. Now we're going to go ahead and get our other probe in here. Tongs. Alright, now we just want to go into a nice middle piece here. Whoa, there we go. Okay. And of course it's cold in there because it just came out of the fridge. Alright, now we close the lid, you guys. And I will come back as we continue with this. Just sit here and watch this for a few minutes to make sure everything's running like it's supposed to. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy little thermometer and go sit inside. If you guys are interested in getting one of these, let me know. I'll put the description down in the comments for you. It's great, and it's the cheapest one I've found so far. So, alright, you guys, I'll be back. Alright, you guys, so I got a squirt bottle. We filled it up with beef broth. Okay, we're going to be using this pretty well through. I already did it, so I'm not going to open it again, but we've been running about an hour. It was starting to get dried out, so I opened it up and I sprayed it, spritzed it with some of this beef broth. The rub is officially kind of set in right now. Internal is 140, and the inside of the meat is at 99 degrees. So we're moving along pretty well. Right about an hour, so we'll come back and give you guys another update here soon. Alright, you guys, we're at about 2 hours. This is a quick update. Let's see how we're looking. Oh yeah, we're getting some good bark. And go ahead and give it a little mist. Like I said, this is just beef broth in here. Just to help keep it nice and moist. Alright, so that's where we're at, you guys. So I'm gonna just keep cooking along. We'll come back and give you guys another update here in about another hour or so. Alright guys, we're coming back. It's been about another hour, hour and a half or so. Internal is 146, barbecue is 226. We're gonna take another peek here. We're looking for an internal of 160, just so everybody is aware of that. Oh yeah. That rub gave us a beautiful bark. So it's looking a little dry, a couple little wet spots. We're just gonna go ahead and give it another spritz. And that's where we're at right now, you guys. So like I said, we're looking for a temperature of 160 internal. As soon as we get to that, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it in tin foil and put beef broth in it, and then let it cook until it's at 203, and then we're gonna be good. So we'll be back. All right, so we're at 255, and we're kind of holding at 255. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it at this point and turn the smoke off. It is definitely looking delicious, you guys. Okay, so I'm doubling up because I don't want to have any leaks or anything like that happening. So So we've turned off smoke. Once you reach about 160 degrees, the meat pretty much quits. It's not absorbing any more smoke at that point. So now we're just going to go ahead and wrap this guy. Got our beef broth. Just gonna go ahead and pour some of that in there. like that. Now hopefully we can get this guy in here without causing any leaks. Alright, you guys, so here we are. Got the thermometer back in. Got the temperature set on the barbecue. I bumped it up. Obviously I took it off the smoke setting. So I'm running at 250 now. So this should get up to about 300 degrees. And we'll be watching it on our handy dandy wireless thermometer here. And we'll be back here in a little bit to take another look. So I'll see you guys shortly. Alright everybody, it's been 5 hours. It's actually been 5.5 hours. I pulled it off. Once the internal temp reached 203, I brought it in, I put it in this pan, and I recovered it. And I let it sit about 30-45 minutes. So I have not opened it yet. Ooh, buddy, that looks yummy. Here. Juice tastes delicious. Oops, sorry about that. The juice that's left over in there, if you guys want, you can make a broth with it, or not a broth, it's already a broth. Make a gravy out of it if you want. We are going to do sandwiches, so I'm not going to need that. Let's take a look at the inside. That looks delicious, you guys. Let's try and make sure you guys are getting that. I don't know if you guys can see that juice oozing out of there or not. And this is the other half here. And it's good. It's got a really nice healthy smoke ring around it. Everything looks beautiful. So I guess it's time for me to take have a taste here. That is delicious. Alright, so that is what it looks like. I'll take a couple of pictures once I get the rest of it cut up here for you guys. Other than that, I'm going to call this good.